Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the driving vlog. Welcome to the driving vlog. It's late, you guys, so this is not going to be another long one tonight. And I apologize. I'll try to do one tomorrow night if it could be longer. If you watch my drama channel and you have any idea what's going on in the beauty influencer community right now, then you know that I'm tired. Like, I'm really tired. Excuse me. I'm having a hard time keeping up with everything, honestly. And I feel like, to some degree, like, I've had videos I've wanted to post on my review channel and on my Peterson's channel and on my Peter Likes Books channel, and I just haven't been able to keep up with it. With also, like, today, like, doing Mother's Day with Alex's family, and, you know, it's really important for me to participate in my, you know, life as well, with Alex and the dogs and my family and my in-laws and stuff like that. Like, that's important to me. So, yeah, I gotta get back to just having, like, being able to, like, I don't know, and, like, you know, a lot of people that I know, like, they have studios set up in their house, so they could just, like, walk into another room and film a video. Like, I can't do that. Like, I have to, like, if Alex is asleep, I can't film late, and I'm not complaining. I mean, these are just whatever, first world problems, as we say. But, you know, and then, like, if it's, like, in the middle in the evening, and he's, like, you know, like, tonight, I was gonna film a third video, and, because some stuff was going on, and he was watching Beyonce's tour. I don't know what it's called, the Homecoming or something like that. I don't know. It was, he was watching it on the TV upstairs, on Netflix, I think it is. So, like, I'm not gonna ask him to turn it down and not watch it, you know, when he's relaxing and stuff. So, I'm doing my best, and tomorrow I'm gonna get back to posting on all of my channels, and, yeah. But it's, you know, been interesting following all this drama and what's been going on and all this kind of stuff. And so if you haven't checked out, go check out some of those videos. But anyway, if you know what I'm talking about that's going on, and you know, the thing is that it's watching Social Blade and watching, you know, it's all about James Charles that I'm talking about, you know, really, and all this stuff that's coming out. And at the same time, like, you know, the human in me is just like, this whole situation is just so sad. It's so sad to me, you know, about, like, just greed and power and all this kind of stuff. And, I don't know, like, maybe when you've lost some things in your life, you realize that all that stuff is nice. You know, all of these expensive things are nice, and the nice cars and the wonderful trips. I mean, I love to spend money on trips because, I mean, I don't love to spend money on trips, but I like to go on nice trips because that's my time to relax and spend my time with my husband, and I enjoy it, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But the rest of it, like, and I've talked about this on here before, there's nothing wrong with it, like, if you can afford it, you know what I mean? But to just be so, like, just like boom, 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 that's what it's all about, you know? Like, I don't know, it's sad to me. And lost friendships and stuff, you know? I've thought a lot about Tanya and all of this going on because of the whole Toddy James thing. And I thought so much about Tanya, you know? And just, like, I wouldn't trade anything for our friendship, you know? It all makes me very, very sad. And then people getting just so angry, and anyway. So I think to some degree, you know, I think being somewhat empathic of other people's emotions and things, like, and me just, I feel kind of, like, emotionally worn out, like, having watched all this, because it's not just drama for me, it's not just tea, you know, it's, I think no matter what the situation is, like, all these people that have been hurt, all these friendships that have been lost, all of this, it's all, the whole situation is sad to me, you know? And it just really, I think the saddest thing of all to me is that, you know, this is about an industry that is made on beauty. And all of these people are beauty influencers, you know, and they love to make people feel pretty, because if we look pretty on the outside, sometimes we feel pretty on the inside. And that's just a fact, even though it's bullshit, like, and we know it's BS. But for any of us that, you know, do our hair nice, or, you know, put on a nice outfit for a date or something, we do feel better about ourselves. You know, I'm a believer in that. Like, you know, getting up and making yourself feel better. I think that that is true, you know? So here's this industry that is, you know, built, their foundation at the core is making people feel pretty about themselves, and yet there's so much ugliness behind the scenes. It's so sad. It's really sad, you know? And I think that this is just the start of it. I think more people's careers are going to be ruined as this happens, and I think more stuff's going to come out, and I think it's sad, you know? But anyway, I think that's sometimes, like, why, like, people are often surprised that, like, they'll say, oh, like, do you watch this person? Do you watch that person? I'm like, I don't really watch a lot of these people unless I'm making a video about them. I really don't, you know? It's intriguing to me, almost kind of like watching a Netflix series, but I'm not super interested in it. Like, if it's not my go-to, like, on YouTube. And, you know, that's why when I find, like, a community like Jessica Kent, like in the prison community, you know, which she kind of sits on the fence about being called, like, part of the prison community, even though she identifies as part of the prison community, because a lot of her videos are about that, but a lot of her videos are about being a mother, a lot of her videos are about mental health issues, a lot of her videos are about addiction, you know, and recovery. And I don't know, it's just like, there's something more intriguing to me about real ass people. It's like when I watch Letty, you know, like, and you guys, like, if you've not watched Letty's life, go check out her channel. And if I remember Letty, I'm sorry, I'll link it again below. I forget often, but to link channels and stuff. I think you guys know by now that I forget that. But, you know, it's just like, I feel like I'm sitting and talking to a friend. I don't feel like... And you know, the really sad thing about it is, I was thinking about this today. I was watching, I can't remember who I was watching, but, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers that I watch that have 10, 20,000 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers, and it was a booktuber that I was watching. And, you know, I was sitting there and I was like, it was Connor O'Brien, and I adore Connor O'Brien. He's been one of the people that I've just really loved watching since the very beginning, and he's been so friendly to me. And he, you know, was, I mean, when I first started on BookTube, I, like, watched there weren't a lot of guy booktubers. So if there was a guy booktuber, like, I wanted to see, like, what they were like, and if I was gonna be any different, you know, and things like that. And now he's engaged, and so he got engaged at Unico, where Alex and I go on vacation in Mexico. And, like, when he went, he put a picture up somewhere, and I, like, messaged him, and I was like, Connor, I go, oh my God, that's one of our favorite places, and congratulations about getting engaged. And it's funny because his fiance, who's, like, more, like, closer to my age, he, what he does for a living, he works with somebody that we know in Florida. And it's so funny because we have a common friend that used to live here and now lives in Florida. And so we had that common, you know, bond, and we're like, yeah, when we come down there next time, the four of us should get together and stuff. Anyway, I was, like, watching this vlog that he put up of their trip, because I, you know, wanted to see, like, I thought that he didn't put up the part where they got engaged. He just talked about it in there, but they showed the room and stuff like that. And so I wanted to see, like, if his was different than ours, like his room or his experience was different than ours and stuff like that. So anyway, I was watching it, and I was like, you know, this is what I love. It's just, like, normal people just sitting on video and being normal. And I don't know why, but, like, there's something I like watching that, you know? It's relaxing to me, and I feel like like I'm watching somebody's, like, being able to participate in somebody's life. He only has like 2-3 vlogs up on that channel, but you know, the thing is that I don't think that that's appealing to a lot of people, which is why I think that, like, vlog channels that are just real people don't grow at super fast rates, because I think that people want highly edited videos. I think people want quick information. I think people want, you know, pranks and outrageous behavior and crazy story times. You know, it's like, that's what people want, I think. Especially because, you know, I think YouTube is really a younger generation mostly. But I think that's changing. I think there's a lot of older YouTubers, more mature YouTubers. And I think there's more people that are mature that are watching YouTube today. Especially as people, like, continue to grow and age. And I think that what's going to happen is, I think that these more... I think we're going to see the pendulum switch on YouTube. I really do. And I think this is... I've, like, really gone off on a tangent, haven't I? I think we're going to see more of a following of people that are just kind of like, hey, this is who I am, this is my life. You know, family vloggers have done very, very well for a long time, you know? And I think also, like, one of the things that I, like, a lot of the comments that I get is that, oh, my daughter and I watch you, and, like, you know, she lives in Kansas and I live in Oklahoma, and so we'll both watch her vlog, and then, you know, we'll call each other up, or we'll both watch her drama videos and call you up, and stuff, or call each other up, they don't have my number, but call each other up, and, you know, talk about what you said, and we love that, and thank you for bringing us together, or, you know, like, boyfriends and girlfriends, or boyfriends and boyfriends, or whatever, girlfriends and girlfriends watch my videos together. And I think that's common with people that are like family vloggers, or people that are like vloggers, you know, or just vlogging their life, like lifestyle vloggers, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's more common. But so I don't always love to watch the other stuff, because quite frankly, a lot of it seems very contrived to me and boring, and I just am like, I think one of the greatest compliments I've received from people is, like, when people say, you're exactly, like, who you are in your vlog is exactly who you are in real life. Like, you're a mix between your vlog and, like, your drama channel. Like, I love when people say that. Like, I can remember, like, when I met Trisha, she was like, oh, you know, like, I talked to Amelia, and Amelia Fart, and she's like, I talked to Amelia, and I talked to Shane, and they said, you're exactly the same as you are on camera as you are in person, you know? And I said, well, do you think that's true? And she goes, oh, yeah, you're exactly the same. But, like, you know, when you meet people, and then they're different, that's always interesting to me. Not just on YouTube, but, like, just in general, you know, what your perception is of somebody, and then you meet them and they're completely different. I think I tend to be a little bit more shy, but I'm coming out of my shell. I'm not as bad about that as I used to be, you know? So anyway, it was weird yesterday. So I since I didn't get a vlog about this, I'm gonna tell you guys now. I went and, because the lights were so bright, you guys had suggested in the comment sections, a bunch of you, for me to go check out Christina Randall and Jessica Kent. Well, Christina lives, I think, I don't know if people know where she lives, so I won't say. But anyway, so it's far away, so I can't go there and do, I think on her Instagram she says where she's at, but anyway, that's not my place to say. So anyway, so she lives, far away, and so, like, me just going there today and doing an interview isn't realistic. But I did ask both of them, and they both were like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then, so everybody was like, Jessica Kent is another prison channel, and she talks a lot about addiction and recovery, and she's from Indiana. So I, like, reached out to her, and I was like, hey, I, like, because I totally, like, fell down the rabbit hole and started binge watching all of her videos. And so I was like, I would love to, like, sit down and do an interview with you. Like, you know, you're on the rise, your channel is growing. I would love to, like, you know, see if I can bring more people to your channel. Like, you just are so genuine and sweet, and I love watching your videos. And she was like, yeah, I'm totally down to do it. And I said, well, everybody said that you're in Indiana. And she goes, no, I'm not really in Indiana. She's, like, closer to Chicago. So, she's not in Indiana. So anyway, I said, okay, well, I'll drive up there and whatever. Well, I woke up yesterday, you guys, with literally the worst migraine in the entire world. And I was like, I do not want to cancel this, but I was like, I don't know that I can drive 3.5 hours there, 3.5 hours back, film the whole thing on the heels of all of this drama stuff going on. So she was so sweet, and she was like, I'll meet you. I said, would you be willing to meet me halfway? And she goes, yeah. So we met halfway. We met in Crown Point, Indiana, which is like just out in the middle of nowhere, but it was so busy yesterday, I couldn't believe it. And so we met, and we're like talking on the phone, trying to figure out where to meet, because there was like so much craziness going on. So we met in this like parking lot of this Jimmy John's. She pulled up next to me, and she got in my car. So I got out, and I gave her a hug, and then she got in my car. And it's so weird, like, if you've met somebody you've seen on YouTube, you'll know what I mean. Like, you know, to her, she's just like this normal person. But to me, like, I only know her from seeing her in videos. And it is like fan moment. It's like shell shock. Like, she's sitting in my car, and I'm like, this is weird. I'm like, this is so weird that you're like in my car, because I've only seen you on video, you know? And she's like, oh, she's like, I was nervous. I was like, well, don't be nervous. And she was completely comfortable around me. She's so sweet. So we literally drove all around, because I was trying to find a cheap hotel, but a hotel that we could go, because we were going to film in like this, just get a hotel room for the night. Well, not for the night, for the day, and just film for like 2 hours. So I was trying to find a hotel that wasn't super expensive, but yet was still kind of nice. And so I found one because I thought the pictures of the room looked nice, but when we got there, the pictures of the room was completely different than what the pictures looked like. It was fine. It was nice, but anyway, and it wasn't super expensive. So we got there. She was so sweet. We had such a great time. We filmed a video for my channel that's going to go up sometime in the next week or two, and it was a sponsored video. I got my very first sponsored, well, not my very first, but my first sponsored video in a really long time. It was like, I haven't done a sponsored video and I don't know how long. But anyway, so we did the video on my channel, and it went like 50 minutes long. And so then we were going to film a video for her channel, because she wanted to like kind of interview me and ask me questions about my addiction and recovery. So we did that. But in between, she's like, let's go get something to drink. And I was like, oh, you want to get a pop? And she was like, it's soda. And I was like, oh, because she's from New York. Arkansas, New York, and now where she lives. And so she was like, it's soda. We got laughing. So I was like, well, I don't have any change. I have some change in my car. And she's like, well, let's take cards. So we go to this soda machine, pop machine, and they didn't take cards. So she got a cup of ice, and they had like free coffee up at the desk. I got coffee. The girl that was working at the desk was so funny. She was so sweet. And because I was like, and I told Jessica, but she goes by Jess. I told Jess, I said, because we've talked quite a bit since I started watching her videos, and I said, okay, I want to tell the girl that we're filming a video and we only need the room for a couple hours. But this girl was like literally not fazed at all when we said it. And so but at first it was 2:30. There was not a car in the parking lot, and she told us that she didn't have any rooms and she couldn't check us in early. I go, there's literally no cars in the parking lot. She's like, I don't have anything. And so Jess goes, he's a famous YouTuber. He's YouTube famous. And I go, no, I'm really not. I go, I'm not. It always embarrasses me when people say that. Like, I know they're joking, but it still embarrasses me. And so, but then this girl was so sweet, I got kind of comfortable talking to her. So she was asking about her channels, and it's interesting whenever you ask somebody like who they watch, and they throw out some name, and I'd never heard of this person before. It was like Just Fun or something, like Just for Fun or something. It was somebody that does like videos on Instagram or something. It was some girl, and she went on and on and was telling us all about it, and she wrote down her name. She said she was going to watch all of our videos and stuff. So anyway, she was real sweet. And she got us a room, and she got us right in. So anyway, so that was that. We filmed that, and then we went back, and we filmed the interview that she did on her channel, she's asked me a bunch of questions. I don't know if it was necessarily an interview, but it was fun. She's so sweet. She's just so endearing and sweet, and so real. And so then I drove home. And I've literally each night been getting like 6 hours of sleep, because I've been like getting up, posting videos. So then we weren't supposed to have dinner till 5 today. I vlogged literally the whole way home almost. And, oh, I got such great footage of stuff, you guys. Oh, that makes me sad. If you've ever driven 65 south from Chicago to Indianapolis or Chicago to Louisville, there's these huge solar windmills, and they go on for like literally like 20 miles. They're huge. They look like alien ships. And so I recorded them. I like turned my camera sideways so you guys could see them. Damn it. All that was lost in the vlog. Well, it is what it is. And there was this like whole field of like mustard field. I didn't record that, but like mustard fields in Indiana are so pretty. And I was talking about how years ago I wanted to take a road trip, and I looked up somewhere like 10 best, most beautiful scenic routes in the country. And I-65 south from Chicago to Louisville was one of them. It was like number 4 on there. I was really surprised because I drive that all the time, you know? And, but yesterday I drove by this field of mustard plant, and it's like literally just like, you come up over this hill and it's like yellow just forever. And there was like little woods behind it. I was like, God, it is so gorgeous, isn't it? And, it's those little things. Like, that reminds me of The Color Purple at the end when Suge and Miss Celia are like walking through the field of purple. And Suge says, I think that God gets pissed when we walk by the color purple and we don't notice it, or something like that. And I love that. It's right before she sees her sister. And I love that scene because I think it's so true, you know? I think it's like, I think we're supposed to notice the small things, you know? I think those are the things that are ultimately most priceless in the world that, you know, we should be holding dear. And, it's like one of the, I don't know why this just came to my mind, but one of the things I love is when, so like, PP doesn't do this as much anymore because he's getting older. Well, they're getting older too, but Boo and Tucker wrestle sometimes. And it's so funny. It's like one of them will like jump up on the other one's kind of back and like they want to play, and so they play wrestle and they kind of fight, and it's so cute, you guys. It's so hilarious, and I love it when they do it because they're just like so funny. And I'll go, you guys, and I'll stop, and then they'll stop and they'll like look at me, and then like they go back to doing it again, and it's so fun. And they chase each other like just literally around in circles from like the kitchen to the living room to the dining room, the kitchen to the living room to the dining room. They just chase themselves around in circles, and it's so cute, you know? It's something like that literally you can't put like any kind of like, you know, price tag on. Like, it's priceless. You know, today, or yesterday when was it today I was leaving? I think it was today. And, I put Boo and Tucker in their house, and PP was, like, up on the bed, going to sleep or something. And he was sitting there, and I had straightened the bed. This was yesterday. I had straightened the bed up. And so he had all of his little babies by him. He had Otis the dog, and he had Lady and Little Lady, and they were all right next to him. And he had his little paws crossed like this. And so I did a video of him. I should show you guys. I'll pull in somewhere and show you guys. But I did this little video of him, and I was like talking to him. He's just like cocking his head, looking at me. You know, it's those little moments that are just like literally so priceless, you know? But anyway, so yeah, it was a beautiful drive home. Got home, filmed another video, got that video up, did a bunch of other stuff, went out, listened to my audiobook, vlogged some more, went and met Valerie at the casino last night. We had a good time. There was a fight at the casino, you guys. I could not believe it. We couldn't believe it really either. Is it going to stop in just a second? I can't see. Oh yeah, it is going to stop. Hold on a second. Well, first of all, we're sitting in there, and it was packed. And we're playing like on these 3 machines, and then there's these 3 machines that go the other way. It's too hard to explain, but anyway. And this woman starts, there was like this older woman there. She's real quiet. She had played next to me a little bit. And I think what she did was, excuse me, and thank you. So this woman that started screaming and yelling, I mean literally at the top of her lungs, she was like hopping machines and trying to save she was like trying to save like 3 machines to play because they were all like the major was all like $1,000, most of them, or close to that. And so she was trying to save these. Well, people didn't know, and there were so many people there. So this woman, this really nice woman, she like sits down at this woman's machine, not knowing that she had literally got up to like go play at another machine, $5 to come right back. This woman, you're supposed to turn your chair around. Back in the day, we could lean it, but you're not allowed to do that anymore because like apparently people fall over them or something. So you have to turn your chair around. Well, she didn't turn the chair around. So this woman sat there and she put like her ticket or money in. Well, the woman had like $2 in there. She didn't know. She didn't look. Most of the time you don't look, right? This woman cussed her out like nobody's business. She was like, and I don't know what the older woman said to her, but she must have said something, because this woman started, I mean, I couldn't hear her. She was like whispering if she said it. This woman was like, you're not going to talk to me like that, and you're not going to disrespect me, and I don't know you, and you don't know me. I mean, it was crazy, you guys. So then I was like, I looked at Valerie, and I was like, I'm not crossing her. And so then an hour goes by in that room that we were playing in this room, and it kind of emptied out. And in the middle of the casino is like this bar, this circular bar. And like all the machines are all around this bar. So anyway, and then it goes way back into the back. But we were in this little room that was off to the side that we play in, that has like all these lightning strike machines. And so we're in there, and it's literally Valerie and I and this woman that had gone crazy screaming. Oh. I have to tell you a funny story about the camera. Don't let me forget, okay? So anyway, so we're sitting in there, and now this woman is sitting literally like right next to me, but I've decided to be real nice to her, okay? Because I'm not having her screaming and yelling at me. So we're sitting there, and all of a sudden, we start hearing this dude shouting at, I mean, literally at the top of his lungs, okay? And we couldn't even like hear what he was saying, except for he kept on saying over and over and over again, stay down, just stay down. And he's like cussing and stuff, right? So me and this girl get up, and we go and look in the other room, and there's a full-on fight. Hold on a second. I don't know what it's doing. It's like this thing is, okay, there. There is a full-on fight in the bar, okay, between these two guys. And security is like just kind of standing around watching it. And there's like literally, like, you guys, at this point, there's like 50 people standing back watching it. I was like, what is going on? So I came back in the room, because honestly, it got a little scary to me. I mean, it was bad, you guys. It was like 5 minutes plus, 10 minutes that they were fighting. And I don't know if they were waiting for somebody or whatever, because like the main security guards were kind of just standing around it. They weren't really doing anything. They were like letting them fight. And then apparently somebody else came up, like real security, because this girl came back in, because I went back and I sat down, and I was like, yeah, that was kind of scaring me. I didn't want to get involved in all that. And Valerie was like, yeah, that's why I didn't walk in there. Because it kind of freaked me out a little bit. She was like, I've never seen a fight here. And I've seen one, I think, other fight, maybe, I don't know. I've seen people shout and scream and get really loud because they get super drunk, especially on Friday and Saturday nights. I don't love to go there on Friday and Saturday nights. But anyway, so that woman came and she sat back down, and I said, what happened? She goes, I don't know, they tased him. And I go, they tased him? And Valerie's like, what do you mean? She's like, they tased him. She's like, he's going to jail. She's like, I guess they escorted him out or something like that. I don't know. But crazy that happened. So anyway, yeah. So, after I got all my stuff done yesterday, Alex went to dinner at his friend's house, and the camera fell again. But anyway, it was, his friend, and then, well, it was his friend from high school, and then it was her friend that Alex is now friends with. He's been friends with her for like 10 years. And her husband, and they have a little baby. And then one other person, I think. And like his friend and her friend like fell asleep. So it was him and her husband, and they were watching Game of Thrones or something like that. They were like rewatching episodes. And I was like, I'm not going to go over there just to watch Game of Thrones. And Alex was like half asleep on the couch, and his friend was behind him. She was like asleep behind him because he like sent me a picture. I love my husband. He's so handsome. But anyway, so yeah. So I was like, then I got like my second wind, and Valerie texted me, and she was like, are you going to the casino tonight? And I was like, I could. So then I called her, and so then we decided to go to the casino, so we went. So then the plan was today that I was going to get up and I was going to film videos for all my channels and all this kind of stuff. Alex was going to go make a candle with his mom, because apparently there's this place downtown on Mass Avenue in Indianapolis where you can make a candle. You know, you can like pick the scents, make the label, everything. It's like some new place. So I was like, you go down there with your mom, you make the candle, and then we were going to meet up like 5 minutes from our house, right? So we were supposed to meet at 5, and I was like, I'll just meet you guys at 5 at the restaurant. When you pick the restaurant, because they still hadn't picked a restaurant. They'd like thrown out a name, but they like hadn't decided. Well, apparently, So I get up, and I'm like starting my day, and I'm like getting ready to go get a coffee and all this kind of stuff. And Alex texts me, and he's like, and this is at this point like 1:30, and he's like, so Carlos didn't have to work today, so we're gonna end up, or they're coming down right now, and I did it. Did you guys see my Instagram story? If you saw it, I did on there, because you guys know I do like an imitation of Carlos. I put a video up of me and Carlos on my Instagram story. It's funny. So anyway, I think I may have saved it underneath the tab Life if you want to go see it. But anyway, I was like, say dude the way you say dude. He's so funny. So anyway, so Alex texted me, and I thought literally it was Alex and I, maybe his grandma. I mean, I didn't know who was going to go. Carlos, Liliana, and the kids. I didn't know who it was going to be. So Alex texts me, and he's like, well, the candle place has a 2-hour wait, so we're just going to go right to eat. Carlos didn't have to work. He's on his way down. And I'm like, you're going right now? I'm like, and I'm like, literally, I haven't even like brushed my teeth. I haven't even got myself started for the day yet. I still have to film a video before I leave. I wanted to film a video. And now it's like I am supposed to be there in like an hour. And he's like, yeah. He's like, but you could take your time and whatever. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, where are they just going to all of a sudden walk in somewhere, especially downtown, and just walk in and get a table for, 6 or 7 people? So we ended up going to this place called like Coronado or Coronado. I think it's Coronado Tacos. And I met them down there after I filmed my video and stuff like that. And actually, they hadn't even started eating yet. They had just gotten like some guac and queso and drinks. And it was, are you ready? It was me and Alex, Alex's mom, and then Liliana, Carlos, Carlitos, and Sebastian, Alex's grandma, Alex's uncle, and Alex's aunt, his tia Jackie, and her husband. There was 11 of us, okay, at this dinner. And the place was not packed. I could not believe it. It was hardly busy at all. There was like hardly anybody there. And so we just had such a great time. It was so fun. We were there for like 2+ hours. And I got like, and I broke my diet, and I went in knowing I was gonna break my diet, and I wasn't gonna beat myself up about it. And I ended up getting, so we got 2 things of queso that we shared with the table. And Alex got nachos and I got nachos. I got vegetarian nachos. You guys, these might hands down might be some of the finest nachos I've literally ever had in my entire life. And it was weird because it was like almost kind of like a taco salad, because like the bottom of it was covered in shells, and like it had some shells in the middle of it, but there was like so much cheese and lettuce and stuff. They were so good. And you had to kind of eat them with a fork. Oh my God, they were so delicious. They were so delicious. So anyway, I had that, and queso and guac and chips and salsa and stuff like that. And, okay, so Alex had 2 margaritas. I had a Coke. We got the 2 quesos and 2 nachos, and it came to like $30. You got $31. I couldn't believe it. And Alex got it, which was very nice. So, but I still thought that was like really, really good, At first, he brought the ticket and it said it was like 23, and I was like, he doesn't even have my nachos on here and stuff like that. But anyway, I think I talked about that in my vlog from yesterday. But and then everybody went back to Alex's mom's house. They were supposed to go to his uncle's house, but I think his uncle was tired, so they ended up going over to his mom's house. And yeah, something else I was gonna say. I think they went over to his mom's house. Or they did go over to his mom's house. I think because his uncle was tired. And then I came home and I made another video. And then fed the dogs, because I was like, I have to come home and feed the dogs anyway. So I fed the dogs and just cleaned up around the house and stuff like that. Oh my God, you guys. Those candle waxes that I put in, that I talked about earlier, the cake ones are fantastic. They are so good and so strong. So anyway, yeah, it was a really nice Mother's Day. Talked to all my mother figures in my life. talked to Tanya a little bit, talked to my stepmom a little bit, my mother-in-law, you know. It was just a nice day. It was, and I wasn't sad today, I have to say. I didn't really, you know, I thought about my mom a little bit, but not really any more than I normally would, I guess. And I have my Coke Zero for the day, too. I was telling Valerie that I don't know why, I was saying this to her last night, because this is like the 11th year that my mom's passed away. I don't really know why this year is kind of really hitting me hard with that. Like, it's Tuesday, and I'm really struggling with it for some reason this year. I don't know why. And you know what I think it really is I think that, like, last year was like the 10-year anniversary of her being gone. And like I say, I don't celebrate the death date. Although I do kind of, you know, I don't celebrate it, but like, I do kind of think about her more that day and stuff, because it's weird that that was the day she died. It's just kind of surreal, you know. I think you'll always remember that, but I don't celebrate it or anything, you know. Oh my God, you guys, the camera fell again. Anyway, but like, I don't know why this year, you know, like that was what I was saying. I don't know why this year. And I was talking to Valerie, and I was telling her, I was like, it's weird. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know why, you know, and she was like, well, why do you think it is this year? And it's weird because, like, last year, you know, was like 10 years, but this is 11 years. I think to some degree, it's kind of like, I feel like it's been a long time, Peter. You know, 10 years is a really, really long time, but it's been 11 years now. The thing is that, like, some days it feels like forever ago. Like, it just seems like forever ago. And other times it seems like, I wouldn't say like yesterday, but I would say like last year. Like, sometimes it feels like it was just last year. I got a lot of messages from people today that said, you know, thank you for, because I shouted out like people that have lost their mothers in like my video today, and you know, they said thank you. And a lot of people were like, you know, my mom died last, you know, October, my mom died last year or whatever. And you know, to one person I responded and I said, the first year's always the hardest. And I said, well, all of the years are hard. Really, it's just bizarre, you know. It's like, it's bizarre. I talked to Caroline too today. It's just bizarre. It's like this weird feeling that you can't really explain. And I think that I'm at the point now where it's like, I don't want to forget my mom. I don't want to not talk about my mom. I don't want to, you know, whatever. But I also think that it's time for me to like really move on from being in that. You know what I mean? I think if we didn't live in the condo that she lived in, it would probably be a lot easier, honestly. But there's just, like, even just, like, pulling up, you know, like, today, like, when I came home from dinner, I, like, pulled in, and I just, like, sat in the parking lot. I just sat in the driveway for a second, you know, and I was just, like, thinking about her, and I was like, it's so weird, you know, like, I can remember, you know, working back in the day, and, you know, like, a couple years after I gotten sober, and my old roommate and she and I would go over there, and we would, like, do night swims with my mom, and, you know, the three of us would, like, play games in the pool, or, you know, my roommate and I would go over there, and we would, like, rollerblade. That was, like, the year after I got sober, like, the last 6 months, because then she moved back here, and then we got an apartment together, like, that following February, when, like, after I had a year. She and I and my boyfriend at the time, my first real boyfriend, we got, like, an apartment, the three of us. And, you know, like, I can remember we would go over there, and we were really into rollerblading. We would rollerblade all through the neighborhood, and then we would go swimming. And I just kind of sat in that driveway. I could, like, remember standing there and talking to my mom in the driveway, you know? And her, like, picking weeds in the walk and stuff like that. It's just weird. It's just weird. I don't know. And, like, I know, like, in my heart of hearts, like, my mom wouldn't want me stuck in that. Like, she would say, like, I really want you to go on and have your own life and stuff like that. So, it's time for me to do that, you know? And I don't even feel like by moving on it's a betrayal. Like, I don't feel that. Like, I think that's a thing you feel in early grieving stages, but I don't feel that today. Like, I don't feel like if I moved on, like, I would be betraying my mom's memory. Like, I don't believe that at all. Like, I integrate my mom in a lot of what I do. I still tell her stories and things like that, and, you know, like, I probably do a lot more on here, because I'm like, okay, like, I go down this road and I start talking about, you know, not literally, but, like, I'll go down this road of a conversation, or one-sided conversation, and start talking about something, and then it leads me into a memory with my mom. But, like, in my, like, everyday life, I really don't do that. But I do share stories. Like, if stuff comes up, I'll be like, oh, my mom loved that book, or, you know what I mean? But, like, it's not, like, as much as it is on here. Or, like, I think if you watch my vlog, your perception would be is that, like, I'm just ate up with grief and I talk about my mom all the time. But that's just not how it is in real life. I talk about it on here because I tell stories of my life on here, you know? But, like in my personal life, I just don't ever really do that. You know, like, Alex will ask questions from time to time, or, you know, something like that, or, you know, even, like, Alex's mom asks questions, but other than that, like, I just don't. And I honestly don't even think about her to the depth that I used to think about her, or as often as I used to think about her, you know. And what I mean by, like, to the depth is that, like, back in the day, like, if I thought about her, like, it would just, like, take me, like, way down, like, into just sadness. And I don't get like that anymore. Like, I'll think about her, and I'll think about, like, you know, some memory that we had, and I kind of just, like, you know, maybe flash a smile, like, it's nice, but, like, it just is, like, to be honest, like, it just feels like a different world that I lived in then. Like, the people that were in my life are not in my life anymore, except for, like, Tanya, you know, like, I'm in a completely different relationship, and I have been for almost 11 years. Like, that's crazy, you know? The majority of the people that are in my life today, to the extent that they're in, I didn't even, like, a lot of them I didn't even know. Like, a lot of my sober friends I didn't even know then, you know? So it's just weird, I don't know. But it didn't hit me as hard as I thought it would. I was kind of apprehensive a little bit about it today. I will say that, like, all this stuff that's been going on, and, like, you know, the drama and whatever is kind of, like, I think, distracted me from thinking about it. And then, like, spending the day with the family was so nice. It was so nice. Anyway, I think I'm gonna get off here now. I have no idea how long this is. I do know that this is a lot shorter than my usual vlogs are. And we will return to regular vlogs in the next couple days, I promise. And I'm gonna get off here and head on home. I've got to go to training tomorrow. So anyway, I am gonna get off here. I love you guys. And I hope you're having an amazing Monday and an amazing start to your week. Unless you have other plans. And yeah, and if nobody else told you this today, I love you. We all need to hear that. Tell yourself that in the mirror. Pass it on, tell somebody else. And I think it's not just telling each other that we love each other. I think it's about acting out of love too, and out of compassion and kindness. You know? I'm literally almost done. And did you see? Camera fell again. I do want to say this really quick, and I'll go back and finish the vlog up again. But I can feel it, like when I see it out of the corner of my eye, it's like wobbling, and then sometimes it just wobbles back, and I'm like, oh. But anyway, yesterday when I was vlogging, the camera fell, and I went to go catch it, and I didn't catch it, and it like went up against the window, and I was like, and it was like, when I picked it up, it was like rattling, and I was like, oh shoot, like I finally broke my camera, right? And the back was loose, so you can't see it, but like right here, there's you can't see it, but it's like right there, there's a screen that on top of my camera flips up like that, so when I'm looking into the screen right now. That's why if you see people that have the cameras to the side, they look at the camera over there, they don't look like right in it. So anyway, I got home and I started looking at my camera. I was like, I'm gonna have to buy a new camera now, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, looking at it, I was like, no, I can fix this. Because y'all know I'm not technological. And I joke about that, but I really am not, okay? Like, I'm not just good at stuff like that. But I was like, Peter, you can fix this, you can fix this. So I got out the screwdriver and it wouldn't fit. I saw that there was like a little screw in there. So I got a knife out and I went in and I tightened it up and I fixed my camera. And now it works. And And I was so proud of myself. So anyway, I guess I'm a little bit more technological than I thought I was. So let's just hope, though, the camera doesn't break anymore, because tonight has been the night of falls. That hasn't happened in a while, but tonight it happened a lot. So anyway, I'm going to get off here now, and like I said, I hope you guys are having a fantastic beginning to your week and a fantastic Monday, unless you have other plans. And what that means is that we decide, typically, I mean, unless some horrible tragedy happens in our life, most days we decide the direction of our lives and how we want to feel that day. Even if some crap stuff happens, you know? And I love you. And if nobody else has told you that today, you know, we need to hear that. Or if nobody else has told you that today, told you this today, I love you. Pass it on. And like I said, you know, it's about, like, I think, acting out of love and compassion and kindness as well. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love you.